is brought to you by Head Start Basketball.
Hey Hoopheads, wanted to take a minute to shout out our partners and friends at Dr. Dish Basketball. We've had their partnership manager and training specialist Jefferson Mason and marketing manager Nick Bartlett on the show in the past, and we couldn't be more excited about what they're doing for the game of basketball. Their Dr. Dish shooting machines are undoubtedly the most advanced and user-friendly machines on the market, and truly accelerate skill development faster than ever. Beyond efficient reps, Dr. Dish provides training expertise and versatility designed to develop complete players. The new Dr. Dish CT machine has further revolutionized basketball training with over 150 plus on-demand individual and team workouts from some of the best coaches and trainers in the game. These workouts include video instruction and combine game-like shooting drills with ball handling, conditioning, and agility drills. Along with workouts, the Dr. Dish training management system also provides stat tracking and analytics to track progress and ensure accountability. These are just a few reasons why top programs like Duke, North Carolina, Louisville, Florida, Baylor, and countless others are upgrading to Dr. Dish. Learn more at drdishbasketball.com. Follow their incredible content at Dr. Dish B-Ball on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And make sure you mention the Hoopheads podcast to get $300 off your next Dr. Dish purchase. That's a great deal, Hoopheads. Get out and get your Dr. Dish shooting machine today. Welcome to the 15th edition of the Coach's Corner Roundtable on the Hoopheads podcast. Each episode of the Coach's Corner Roundtable will feature our all-star lineup of guests answering a single basketball question. A new Coach's Corner Roundtable will drop around the 15th of each month. March's Roundtable question is, how do you measure your success as a coach? Our coaching lineup this month includes Chris DeLisio from Olmsted Falls High School, Matt Grahn from the University of Dallas, Joe Harris from Lake Chelan High School, Trevor Huffman from Okapi Aalstar in Belgium, Steve Kollar from Concordia University, Chicago, Don Showalter, USA Basketball, John Shulman, University of Alabama, Huntsville, Matt Smith, Gordon Lee High School and United Basketball Clinics, Joe Stasyszyn, Unleashed Potential, and Tyler Whitcomb from West Michigan Aviation Academy. Please enjoy this roundtable episode of the Hoopheads podcast, and once you finish listening, please give the show a 5-star rating and review. Make sure you're subscribed to the Hoopheads pod so you never miss an episode. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play, and YouTube. If you haven't already, please tell a coaching colleague or friend about the Hoopheads podcast so they can listen and learn from some of the best minds in the game. Chris DeLisio, Olmsted Falls High School, Olmsted Falls, Ohio.
Hey Hoopheads, Chris DeLisio, Olmsted Falls, and looking at success as a coach is something that you hope that you have. It's always nice to win games and win championships, and but I think success gets back to all the cliches that you're really hearing about. But even though they're kind of cliches, there's so many truths to what your players end up being as far as success. And, once they walk out of your gymnasium after that, those 4 years, what have they gained as a person, and what have they learned as far as, handling failure, handling success, leadership, toughness, mental toughness, dedication, all the things that we try to instill in 4 years. So, you hope that when you're talking to your players in 5, 10, 15 years that, if you can have a little bit of influence on their lives as a person, as a professional, if you were able to do that over the course of 4 years, then I think that, your success as a coach is obviously being shown, whether that team went, 4-16 or 16-4. I think that, you can have an impact on young people's lives for a long time. Thanks, guys.
Matt Grahn, recruiting coordinator at the University of Dallas.
I take a holistic approach to measuring my success as a coach. And I look at all aspects of my players' lives, and not just while they're in my program, but beyond when they graduate and go out into the real world. But when I look at this, I think of three areas: one being athletically, two being academically, and three being, societally. And when I look at the athletic side of things, it's really easy to look at the win-loss record and that kind of stuff. However, as we all understand, you're not always going to have the same team, especially at the collegiate level. Our team changes every single year. And the question I ask myself is, are we where we should be? Are we reaching and or exceeding our potential and expectations? Am I seeing improvement and development from our players? And if we've gotten better and we've reached our potential or exceeded our potential, then I see that as a success. The second area, academically, is again, it's pretty easy to look at and say, are the guys going to class? Are they really striving for excellence and doing the very best they can in the classroom? Are we graduating players? Are we getting guys to go through the program and retain them, not only basketball-wise, but academically as well? And then the third area, when we look at societally, I want to create lifelong relationships with these guys. And if they go out and they become good citizens and successful businessmen and great husbands and outstanding fathers, then I've done my job. And the way I measure that is, are the guys staying in touch? Am I getting invites to weddings and baby announcements and those types of things? And if I am, I've done my job. The other thing I look at is, are they continuing to use the principles that we've taught them through the game in their business life, in their marriages, and in their child rearing? And if they are, again, like, we've used our platform as coaches to improve the lives of our players. And when it comes to all three, and how do you know? Well, are they repeating and are they living by the principles that you taught through the game they love to play?
Joe Harris, Lake Chelan High School, Lake Chelan, Washington.
This is Joe Harris at Chelan High School, weighing in on today's roundtable question, which asks us, how do you measure the success of your program? There's a couple things that come to mind when you think about success of a program, and I don't believe that it centers around the wins and losses of your team, but it centers around what your players do for and with each other. Do they work hard? Do they put together a great effort? Do they play together and have a great commitment to your program? If they do those things, then the wins and losses will certainly take care of themselves. We also need to worry about the relationships we develop with our players on and off the court, because really caring about one another and building those relationships should be one of the most important goals you have as a program builder, which will then ensure the success for your teams long after the games are over.
Trevor Huffman, assistant coach, Okapi Aalstar in Belgium.
I view success as a coach as building relationships with players, helping them build a growth mindset, and helping them build virtue on and off the court.
Head Start Basketball, along with members of the J. Billis Skills Camp staff, will be hosting the very first Prime Skills Camp, an affiliate of the J. Billis Skills Camp that is held annually in Charlotte, North Carolina. Prime Skills Camp will take place on the campus of Western Reserve Academy, just outside of Cleveland, Ohio, June 26th through the 28th, and will be designed for boys rising to grades 6 through 9. Prime Skills Camp will mirror the J. Billis Skills Camp in daily programming, teaching, coach-to-camper ratio, and quality of instruction. Prime Skills Camp brings all of the team-oriented individual instruction, focus on the fundamentals, and high-level coaching to young men aspiring to a high school varsity basketball experience. This camp is operated by Billis Camp veterans and includes the J. Billis Coaches Development Program alongside the camp, ensuring that the quality of teaching and coaching at this camp is second to none. Please visit headstartbasketball.com or jbilliscamp.com for more information or to get registered. Don Showalter, USA Basketball.
Hi, Don Showalter here with USA Basketball. And the question for today was, how do you measure your success as a coach? This is really a pretty loaded question, because if you only measure success of your coaching by the number of wins or state tournament bursts, I think you're really probably selling yourself short. Really, the success of a coach for measuring purposes, I think, is later on, maybe 5 or 10 years after you have had a certain group of kids, when they come back to you and just tell you all the great things that they have remembered about playing for you. I think that's part of the success. I always say that your success is not measured certainly by the number of wins or state tournaments, although that's what people certainly look at. But I think success, wins, should not be a goal that a coach has. Wins are a byproduct or an objective of what you do. So the grind that you go through, I think, is really what sets it apart from being a success or not. Thank you.
Joe Stasyszyn, Unleash Potential, Carlisle, Pennsylvania.
Joe's Decision, Unleashed Potential. This month's question is, how do you measure your success as a coach? For me, when I was a high school coach, a longtime high school coach, it never was about wins and losses. Unfortunately, in today's society, it's more about wins and losses than anything out there in the public, and a lot of administrations and things like that. But for me personally, as a coach, and now as a player development coach, it's always been about having your teams better by the end of the season. As the season goes on and progresses, felt I was successful as a coach, that by the end of the year, my teams were playing better basketball or playing its best basketball. And then as far as a player development coach, success for me as a coach would be that player that I'm working with that maybe got cut from their middle school team last year, and they came in the gym and worked hard, and I helped them to develop their game in a lot of different ways. And then they came out, the following year and made their team, and just to see the look on their face and the confidence that they've built through all their hard work. To me, that's how you measure success as a coach. It's never been about championships and all those kinds of things, though I realize that that's also very important, especially in today's society. One story I'd like to share with you is an 8th grade or 7th grade boy who got cut from his team last year. He has autism, and his mom was bringing him to us for player development. And not only did the kid's skills get better throughout the time he was with us in that next year, but also his confidence. And I'll never forget getting a text from the mom the year he made his 8th grade team after being cut the year before and being bullied by his teammates, on how thankful she was for us not only helping him with his game, but also helping him with his confidence and enabling him to make his 8th grade team after being cut the year before. To me, that's success as a coach. To me, building a kid's confidence and helping him fight through adversity and having him achieve something that's one of his goals or one of his or her dreams, that's the most important thing for me. Yeah, and it also, you want to see your teams win. You want to see players go on to, be college basketball players. But the reality of the situation is that isn't always the case. So I think as a coach, you always have to be cognizant of, other successes, and don't get fixated on winning championships and getting kids to the Division I level, because, realistically, only, 1 or 2% of kids make it to that level. Most of the kids I work with now, player development wise, can be from elementary up through high school, college, or professional. The majority of those kids are there to get better, to gain confidence, and they may or may not ever make it to the college level or the professional level. So I really value success in building confidence, in getting kids better, helping kids develop their game. And as a high school coach, I always felt like you were successful if you take a kid You help mold them into a productive citizen, because there's more to life than basketball. Most of these kids and players are not going on beyond high school or college to play basketball. So there's so many other life lessons that you need to teach as a coach and help to develop them into the best person that they can be, out there in society, being a good father, a good mother, a good, husband or wife, a good employee. You always say that, kids that aren't coachable aren't employable. So, success for me is helping kids to develop totally for life rather than just, for playing basketball. Thank you.
Tyler Whitcomb, West Michigan Aviation Academy, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Hello, this is Tyler Whitcomb from West Michigan Aviation Academy, answering roundtable question number 15. How do you measure yourself as a coach? I think there's a combination. I think you have to have an impact during and after the players' playing days, develop character off the court, create living trophies, and teach players to serve others. And the sugar on the top is basically wins, while doing this. But the thing is you are an impression on your players, and the great coaches are the ones that can do it for a long time and impact players' lives and impact the lives around the players. And if you can do those things, I feel like you are a great coach. And again, the wins are just the sugar on top of it. Thank you.
Hey Hoopheads Nation, check out this new offering from Tyler Whitcomb Basketball Coaching Courses. The Nick Nurse Toronto Raptors Playbook by Farshad Alemi is now available. Nick Nurse became the first head coach to win both the NBA and NBA G League titles when the Raptors defeated the Golden State Warriors in Game 6 of the 2019 NBA Finals, winning the Raptors their first championship in franchise history. Visit TylerWhitcomb.com to check out this great resource for improving your team. As a bonus to this month's Roundtable episode, 2 coaches were inadvertently left out of last month's episode, asking the question, what is one word or phrase that you hope your former players will use to describe you? We've included those responses here at the end of Roundtable 15 for the month of March. Steve Kollar, head coach, Concordia University, Chicago.
The word that I would want former players to remember me with is passion. Passion for his players, passion for coworkers, passion for making a positive impact on a daily basis, passion in my relationships and the way that I show my players how much I love my wife and others that are important to me in my life. So I think the main word that I would want them to remember me for is passion. And I believe that I demonstrate passion on a daily basis in coaching them on the floor and also try to make a difference in their life on and off the floor as well as men.
Matt Smith, Gordon Lee High School in Chickamauga, Georgia, and the founder of United Basketball Clinics.
Hey Mike, this is Matt Smith. What I would like to add to the roundtable is I would like my players to say he was very demanding of me, but he also cared a great deal about me. And also, if I had to put one word outside of that from just a basketball perspective, I'd want them to say that I was prepared for adversity, prepared to practice, prepared for pregame scouting, prepared when people went on to injuries or sickness, prepared when we faced things that we didn't expect. So I'd hope those players said those things about me. I'm going to try to email this to you. I've never done this before. Thanks for all you do for the game. I'm glad we connected, and I hope that we can work together in the future and become friends in this basketball world. Thank you.
Thanks for checking out this month's Roundtable. We'll be back next month with another question for our all-star lineup of coaches. Hey everyone, last year at the Junior NBA Summit, I came across an amazing company called iSport360 and its founder, Ian Goldberg. Their youth sports app gets coaches, players, and parents on the same page. Your team can set goals, share player feedback, training videos, sticker rewards, player evals, and practice assignments. All of this to foster a healthy team communication and culture. If your team or club struggles to keep open lines of communication, especially among teen parents, iSport 360 can help. If you want to empower your athletes to have more success, more confidence, and more communication with their teammates, give iSport 360 a try today. Shoot me an email, mike@hoopheadspod.com, or give me a call at 216-392-4059 to learn more.
Thanks for listening to the Hoop Heads podcast, presented by Head Start Basketball.